Since we're talking about Zelda, little fact, the original release date in Japan for A Link to the Past was November 21st, 1991. So yesterday, if you count that as its dawn, was the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. But today we're going to be talking about a different Zelda game. Today we'll be starting on the remake of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, originally released for Game Boy. Not Game Boy Color, not Game Boy Pocket. I mean, it was re-released for Game Boy Color as well, in an updated version, but it was one of the original Game Boy games in 1993, and that is very much where I first played it. My parents eventually bought me a Game Boy. We drove down near Toronto, and there I was, rather young person who had an NES, had a Super NES. Lexi says, I didn't hear about this game until you. Well, you're hearing a little more about it from me now, huh? And there I was with a fresh box for the Game Boy in my hands, our batteries in the box, and a fresh box for Link's Awakening, too. Gold Game Boy box. I put it in, and I started adventuring on the drive home. It's hard to know what to think about some of these remakes. People have emotions about things like the Disney remakes. There are conflicting opinions about that, rightfully so, I think. There's plenty to discuss about them. Some are pretty closely faithful remakes, some are not. Lexi, the Cowboy Bebop remake, there's another one. Link's Awakening was arguably perfect on Game Boy. It was made for Game Boy. It's a full-length Zelda game if you consider the original Legend of Zelda a meter stick for that. And Grezzo, who remade Ocarina of Time for N64 for the 3DS, was the studio behind this remake too. They've definitely made some stylistic choices here, and maybe some gameplay choices as well, which I look forward to finally feeling out. And in case I didn't say it before, I have not played this remake. This is brand new for me. I once let one Let's Play of it play through above my head, and I wasn't really paying super close attention to it. I was a little curious, but I've waited a couple of years to play this one. And so I look forward to letting my opinions fall out of my mouth as we begin playing. I'm sure I'll be saying a lot more as we get started, so I don't think I need to say anything else right now. Are you ready? Yeah, online isn't quite so good for churning up reactions from the crowd, is it? All right. Well, let's take a breath. Without further ado, here we go. There it is. Hello, Tom. Thanks for popping in tonight. Lexi says, wow, the opening animation was beautiful and something that would have drawn me in immediately and does. So let's talk about that a little bit. Tom says, I've never played this game in any of its releases. I just went on for a little while about how I did play it through on Game Boy. More than once over the years. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. What happens if we wait through the title screen? Does it start over? Yeah, it starts over. Okay. So let's get through this. So that opening was definitely a stylized version of the original Game Boy opening. The original Game Boy opening had some sort of full screen art, which was pretty majestic on the Game Boy. But it was still largely like a sort of game scenario, and it was complemented by music, and this opening was not, which is quite interesting. There was certainly that same impression of a storm, and Link trying to pull the rigging, and the thunder blast, you know, making him squint and close his eyes as he went shipwrecked. And that scene on the beach with Marin coming up to Link and shaking his body, that was all pretty much the same. The screen scrolled directly upward, and the windfish egg was right in the middle of the screen originally. But otherwise, it's pretty faithful. It sounds like a bit more of a kiddie orchestra kind of mixed with a digital instrumentation in this game. And it all feels a little bit like playing with children's toys, I guess. Which is it was a choice that... It's a choice that is certainly a choice, but it was done very deliberately, and they seem to hold to it very faithfully. Tom, this is more than a Switch port. This is a remake made for the Switch, based on the Game Boy game. And I wouldn't say there have been any other remakes since the first version. There have been some slight revisions and re-releases. Anyway, looks like we get an autosave file in this game. Ooh. I'm tempted to do Hero. But if normal is more like the original game, then I think we'll pick normal just for that reason. Oh, Link is pre-entered, huh? Lexi, are you a hero or a normal? It kind of makes hero seem like a stigmatization, doesn't it? We'll go with Link. Often in games, I like to think of myself as the player character, but in this case, I think Link is the player character. All right. I will be using the Joy-Cons in the grip for this game. I'd love to be using the Super NES controller, but I think you have to use the analog stick. You can't just use a D-pad for this game, which might mean you can move in all directions. I will be rather disappointed if I find you can only move in 8 directions and you cannot use the pad for it. But let's find out. This looks a bit familiar if you played A Link to the Past, I should think. What a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What, Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You are on Keyhole Island. Alright. Yeah, we can't move using the pad. There we go. Oh my, we can move in only 8 directions. And there's no smooth turning. The turning is quite jerky, isn't it? Oh, what a shame. Oh well, we'll go with it. I also haven't used the Joy-Cons for very much because they seem to succumb to drift quite easily, and Nintendo has been amazing about quickly replacing those for people to whom that happens. But this seems absolutely endemic for me, so I've just not used the Joy-Cons unless I need to. Lexi says, first of all, D-pad. They have a whole palm tree in their house. Fancy. That is fancy. It's maybe a hint about the way this island is. I don't know what this is. Is this a stand for something? It says piranha plant. That's definitely new. I can't run. No, none of the other buttons do anything. How about R, L, Z, R, Z, L? Nope, nothing. How about minus? How about plus? Nothing at all. Mario's her dad. Exactly. Hello.
Oh.
Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on back of this shield.
You got your shield back. Hold R to repel enemies with it. So we're holding R. Okay, that's new too. In the original Link's Awakening, you know, the only games... Terran is Koholinthy for Mario. In the original Link's Awakening, you only had the A and B buttons, right? It was the D-pads, start, select, A, B. So you had to assign items to one of the two A or B buttons, and you could put any items you liked there, but you could only have two out at a time. Tom is also playing Final Fantasy II SNES version of 4, and we have 2 more dungeons to go. Probably finish that tomorrow and after Thanksgiving do a round of the randomizer. You've been doing a lot of original Final Fantasy lately, huh? Alright, so we can hold this in front of us. We can't strafe. Let's check out the house.
Oi!
Hey, what are you doing in my chest? Where'd you learn to do such a thing?
Okay. I was just checking it.
Quish, I'm just checking it.
Can't really look any closer, but what I'm noticing about this game is I immediately want to look closer at things because there's more detail in it. Can I lift the pot? Oof, this looks heavier than heavy. Your current strength won't cut it. That's definitely different text than you'd use for pots in Link's Awakening for Game Boy. Tom says, yeah, going to the Giant of Babel with a game time of 10.5 hours, which isn't bad for a non-speed run. Halloum, he either thinks you're rude or he doesn't know how to open drawers. Perhaps that as well. Yeah, that is more modern sounding text. Your current strength won't cut it. I think that's everything we can do here, yes? We're not getting back in the bed. Oh. No, that's it. What else can you say, Marin? Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? Well, okay, we have a shield. This house looks like one I designed in Animal Crossing. Yeah, it really gives you a... It just feels like... It does feel like looking into a little toy box, doesn't it? Alright, let's go. I'm assuming that I wouldn't be allowed to go without the shield. I think Terran stops you. Main Village. Here it is. So on the Game Boy, these areas would be like one per Game Boy screen. This area with the fence surrounding the house would take up the whole screen, and then if you went off the side of the screen, the entire screen would scroll to the next screen, you know? But I believe in Link's Awakening, we can just walk around freely. You can see this sort of these compartmentalized rectangular areas. Yeah. We lift bushes? No, not quite. Lexi, so it's not a giant Yoshi egg on the mountain? Not as far as we know. But as far as we know, it could be. Hello, Fox. Here sleeps the Flying Rooster. That's reminiscent of A Link to the Past, too. It doesn't budge an inch. Apparently we're not pushing this statue. There's a Cucho here. Hello. There you go. And there's a bit of blur around the edges of the screen, of course. I mean, of course. Gives everything that miniature kind of look. East, Ukuku Prairie. Farther east, Animal Village. Maybe that's where the Animal Crossing houses are. A cave over there. And it looks like there's traversable space on the other side of those trees. There's fog up there in that forest. That looks fairly Lost Woods-like. Boulders? Oh, this looks pretty heavy. You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands. That's more like the original text for not being able to lift something. Well, it seems that after you save, you will start at the last place you saved. Unless it's a dungeon where you start at the entrance. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. Thanks, Latty. Oh, characters have names and you know what the names are instantaneously, like in Breath of the Wild. That looks familiar too. We can't get back there until we can get through bushes. Nice little flip. That was in the original. Fishing pond. I don't know what saving is, but I feel compelled to tell you all about it. Exactly. I think that was an old Zelda cop-out too. I don't really understand this stuff because I'm just a kid. That was the excuse they used. And a fishing pond, okay. No records set yet. Give it a try. Hey, dude. I think I'm just gonna scout the place first. The area does feel a little smaller because it's all so continuous. Mysterious forest. Moblids ahead, they're not friendly. I think the original sign said mysterious forest, and then in parentheses it said, it's a little bit mysterious. With no punctuation. And there's another Link to the Past thing here. In case you didn't guess, this game was the next game in the series after A Link to the Past. They were done with that arguable masterpiece, so they released a game for Game Boy next. Kinda good they didn't release a Zelda for Game Boy. It would have been rather strange. Without the shape that the series had taken with the help of A Link to the Past. Hello. Oh, and this game also has a mild case of there are Mario enemies in it. And they play different roles. See, you didn't hurt me, right? I can't talk to you, though. But you're safe. That's nice. You're just a little excited. Hello. Let's just make sure we scouted this whole immediate area before we do anything else. This building here. I guess we're talking to the kids.
I heard that you can press minus to look at the island map. Not only that, you can stick pins in it with A and remember stuff with X.
Pins? Well, well, well. Another Breath of the Wild thing.
But I don't understand what they mean by that.
That was Junia, and this is Kido.
I hear that when you're running out of hearts, you better go find a big fairy.
Why?
I have no idea. I'm just a kid.
Maybe kids in this region are taught that if you're just a kid, you can know things, but you're not expected to know why. You need to know them. Which seems alright. The water looks nice down there. And it's blurred if it's over a ledge, too, apparently. Kinda tells you that we're not going down there. Tail Cave and Toronto Shores. Okay, so Marin told us to go to the shores and see what we could find down there. But I think we're going to be a little more townly first. This is as fast as I can go. I think we'll start with the phone booth. Oh yeah. Interesting instrumentation. It uses voices. Because it's a phone booth. Bring, bring. Hello, it's me, old Ryra. I got the voice right. Ask me anything about the island. If you get lost, give me a call. You know, there is a library in the village that might have some good information for you. Talk to you later. Click. Do you think he says bring and click? Thanks, Ulryra. That's something about this game. I've imagined some of the voices growing up, but this game does the Zelda-esque thing of putting a speech fragment in there to indicate what the voices sound like. Yeah, maybe he does say them. That wasn't how I interpreted it before. But I think the game actually uses quotation marks. See, this guy isn't speaking with quotation marks. Only Orira was. Maybe that was just because it was over a phone, though. Yeah, they're within the quotation marks for his speech, right? So maybe it's just like a direct red phone to his house.
Hey man! When you want to save, hit up the system screen. You get there by opening the subscreen with plus, then pressing R to get to the system screen. Don't ask me what that means. I'm just a kid. Buy the cereal I'm promoting.
Okay, let's do what they're telling us. So, minus. Ah. We scratched open that part of the map. And we have X for memories. Okay. Talk with Marin, that's what we did. Oh. I guess these are like critical conversations. Pieces of heart found. 0. Secret seashells found. That's something we haven't really seen in any other Zelda games, I think. Okay, I can move this cursor around. That is telephone booth. I haven't gone anywhere else though, but I bet those places will show up when I go in them. Hide the markers, then we can just see the screen. That's nice. I wonder where we're gonna get street view. And we can zoom. There we go. It's so beautiful. The original Link's Awakening had a map, but as with some other games of the time, especially Game Boy games, it was just squares on a map of squares. I don't think that there was a graphical version of that actually showed like a representation of what's there, but you could move the cursor to any square and then an icon would appear, which would give you a hint about what you found there. So it was kind of a way to keep track of your locations, and it was kind of a map. These are our pins, apparently. Okay. So yeah, this is... I'm guessing this game was sort of made to be a little familiar to people who played Breath of the Wild as their first Zelda game. Because that game certainly did honor the original Zelda, but it was also seemed like quite an olive branch to adventurers who might not have taken Zelda so seriously and might have come from other consoles. So maybe they wanted to include some Breath of the Wild-like features. And an item screen. This is like a classic Zelda-looking item screen. It's way different than the Game Boy screen. Looks like I have a green tunic. My favorite clothes that I washed ashore in. I guess the pants are kind of included in the tunic. And a shield with your name written on it. Hold it up with R. Alright. So we're not getting in there. Hey, what's that over there? Far right. Oh, that's probably a moblin. Are you over here now? Are you the same fox? Alright, I think there was someone sweeping out here. There she is.
Yahoo! I'm fine, and you?
That's right, that's what she says. And her name is Grandma Yahoo. No legal issues intended. Tom says, I kind of wonder how an all-out remake of the first game would be like. But I'm not sure if I would want a classic map, this style of map. Possibly a zoned one like in A Link Between Worlds. Yeah, if they remade the first one, you almost don't want to touch it, huh? She's a Pokemon, she says her own name. That's right. Or if she was an Animal Crossing animal, she'd probably say Yahoo at the ends of sentences. Oh, this is one of my favorite pieces from the original game, I think I just realized. It sounds a little bit more whimsical with these instruments, but the instruments were a little smoother in the original game. They really gave you a sense that you were in a place of thick, caring feeling of some kind. Anyway, hello.
How to say? Please call outside. It seems that old man Urira is a shy guy in person,
I'm not sure if that's supposed to come from him. Hang on, let's do that again. So his name is at the top there. And then this is a new dialogue box. And in the original game, that was not apparent. I thought that that was something he was saying. So he's the guy on the phone, and there's his phone. Bring, click.
Yes, it's the Bucket Mouse. Thanks for calling.
Well... Click. What the... Must have dialed the wrong number. Santa. Yes, I suppose so. And there's a bubbling pot. He knits. Oh yeah, he does knit. I really do wish I could look closer at some of this stuff. It's so beautiful. And these are their beds. So he's sort of inward, and his wife, Grandma Yahoo, is more extroverted. And a book. Can we check out the book? No, not really. And this guy has a fern in his house too. And apparently the fern is able to just lay itself over the walls where the roof should be, you would think. Aww. Is this a stand for something? It says cheap, cheap. I love the chairs though. Nice little dining table. Yeah. Even more of a role for the old Mario characters. Alright, let's check out this house next. Hello, Chompy. Hello. My Bow Wow is so proud of his fine fur coat. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? And Chow Chow is here. I guess Bow Wow is out there, although I don't know if I can perceive the fur. Maybe I lack the ability, you know? I love how everyone has a plant. This is great. And she has great lighting, too. This might be the place where I'd want to live if I had the choice of Mabe Village houses. I think checked out the dresser. Yep, everything checks out. That's kind of Link's Awakening-ish. There's a stake here for something. It says Chain Chomp. And over there, that looks a little more fearful. Oh, no, I can't lift that, right.
Makeup, jewels, dresses. I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice.
That's right, Chow Chow. Chow Chow? Chow Chow's over there too. Different spelling. You just get a nice little side shack. There was a stand there. Did you read it? Oh. Yeah, I didn't read it. Let me go catch it. It says Bow Wow. I think Bow Wow is the big chomp. There's Marin's house. Can't go in there, so let's go to these houses up here. This certainly looks like a shop, doesn't it? Ah, hello. I remember this place.
Hey, welcome. See something you like? Just bring it here.
Of course, sir. You look fine. So we can get a shield, though we do have one. 3 hearts, always good. Shovel, deluxe shovel. Maybe something to aspire to. And an expensive piece of heart as well. And no stand. All right. Oh. Let's try to buy something that we can't afford, because we can take stuff, right?
Otto.
Sorry, kid. You don't have the rupees. Come back when you have the cash.
That's a bit accentish. Wow, healthcare is affordable here. You can buy your health for a lot less than a shovel. Yeah, either that or the shovel is exorbitant. Maybe some of both. So, I noticed you can only move in 8 directions, as I said, but you can move at that speed, or you can move slowly? Looks like there are maybe 2 speeds at which you can move. So that's the difference with the D-pad. So this is the only other place we can go other than the library, I think. Hello. Boo. Spiny. And Shy Guy. Alright, sorry I looked around before I talked to you, folks. Mamasha. With 4 boys who look alike, even I get confused sometimes. By the way, my baby wants a Yoshi doll. I saw one at the trendy game, but I couldn't get it. And this guy. Yep, those are my boys. I'm Papal, pleased to meet you. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me here. Yoshi exists in doll form, at least. It could be a Yoshi egg. Another stand. Pokey. So how do we get these things, I wonder? They must be rewards, right? I think I remember these two from the Oracle games. They make a return, if I'm not mistaken. They have a longer side story involving a baby. Am I just making that up? There are various foxes. There's more than one. They also say yip yip. We gotta say hi to the fishing guy, don't we?
How about some fishing, little buddy? I'll only charge you 10 rupees. Yeah, short of rupees. Don't worry about it. You just come back when you have more money, little buddy. Yeah.
Well, he was easygoing about it. He didn't think I was trying to swindle him. I'll just hide here in the grass for a minute. Village Library. The classic book on the high shelf. This is a bookshelf. What? You could see that? Okay. Selecting the item that's right for you. Read this book? Yes. The subscreen you can get to with A is with plus is very useful. You can select your favorite items for the X and Y buttons there. Try many different things to find what's right for you. Maps and Memories Guidebook. Read this book? Yes. You can see an island map by pressing minus. Zoom in or out with right stick. Rough parts of the map are the places you have not yet visited. If there's a place you want to remember for later, you can press A to mark it with a pin. Press X to look back on your adventure, revisiting memories of the things you learned or conversations you had. Ah, how convenient. Secrets of the Whirling Blade. Read this book? Yes. The Whirling Blade technique has been handed down from generation to generation by the family of the hero. To use it, hold down B and build up your power. When you have enough, you can release it. Can you master this? Apparently I can't even do it. They didn't mention anything about equipment that you might need to pull off that attack. I guess the Whirling Blade did have blade in the title, whatever. How to handle your shield like a pro. Read this book? Yes. If you hold R, you can defend yourself from enemy attacks, and you can push enemies too. Push enemies. Besides the standard shield, there is also a mirrored variety that can reflect beams. Just making sure. Nothing else sus over here? And there's a picture of the mountain with the egg on it, on the shelf. I also like that it's clearly dim in here because of the curtains. Fun with bombs. I don't think we need to read this one, do we? Yes. After you put a bomb down, you can pick it up by pressing A again. You can then throw it by pushing A one more time. Classic bomb maneuvers. Did you know that? The properties of warp points. Read this book? Yes. There are some warp points on Coherent Island. You can warp to and fro using these spots. You can warp only to a point you have stood on with your own 2 feet. All right. Atlas of Coherent Island. You can look up the name of a place. Do you want to look at this map? Sure. Oh, hello. This is the whole map. Take a good look while you have a moment. I guess we're allowed to know all about it. I could scrutinize it further, but I kind of already know it from my past adventuring. This book looks fine. Dark Secrets and Mysteries of Koholint. Lexi says there's a ride. Indeed. Do you really want to read it? Yes. What's this? You can't read the tiny print without the aid of a magnifying lens. But where would you get one of those? I don't know. Maybe if you lend some people a hand, they'll lend you a lens. Of course, the ancient wisdom of near homonyms. Thank you, library. I always knew libraries were good in some way, I just didn't know in what way. So, Tail Cave is east. We haven't heard about that at all yet. But I think we need to go explore the shores, right? That's really our next goal. I guess we could go to the cave. Hello, Octorox. Are you going to try and shoot things at me? Yep. But we can defend against them. Push, push, push. Wow, no use of responsive design in that evil book. Glad to see you're retaining information, Lexi. Well done. What if we push you down this hole? Can that be done? Sorry about that. I just wanted to help learn my... This place looks nice and tiered, doesn't it? In the original Game Boy game, there wasn't really a sense of height. I mean, it was all kind of illusory because it was a 2D game. So, you know, this would be square 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E. Ouch. I had to take some damage to explain that. Well, hopefully I'll be fine. Hello. You look very interested in life, Mr. Spiky Urchin. Beware of sea urchins. Don't touch them with your bare hands. What if we touch them with not our bare hands? Oh, you look actually like you kind of enjoy that, actually. Well, that's good. It's a win-win. Sorry to move you from your friend, though. I'm sure you'll find a way back. You don't really appear bothered by it. Hello. Yes. Alright. Oh. I didn't push you far enough. Sorry, my friend. Yeah, I don't think the sea urchins are really against us. They can't help how they are. Well, we're gonna look at this sword, obviously. There's a familiar theme. Hello, Owl. I see that your name is Owl.
So you are the lad who...
No, I'm not gonna do that.
So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there.
Is this the game that introduced the idea of a guide owl to Zelda? I think it is. Should we take it? I don't know, yes. You found your sword. It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. You can swing it with B to attack any enemies in your path. And we are now playing The Legend of Zelda. Lacey says, I mean, who does he think he is bossing us around? Sorry, bud. Once again, though, you are immortal. Hello, crabs. Oh, you're more powerful than urchins, that's for sure. But can I use the whirling blade technique? There it is. Oof. Now I can earn some hearts to replenish myself. Our first rupee. We've got it. And there's a monkey friend. Except he looks a little bit like he's throwing some kind of artifact of nature at us. Hello. Can't open this until we move... Oh, that's right. Lexi loves everything but monkeys. There's a nice log here. Can we get around the front of it? Oh, this is a nice spot. Artifact of nature, yes. Monkeys, too, are artifacts of nature. Let's not forget that. Ah, the cellos get the melody in this version. Monkey, I'm going to speed by you because I'm pretty confident we can cut down bushes now. Look, a beachfront property. Hello. Is there a stand in your place? No, not really. Yours looks very beachfrontish, and you have a hammock. You know how to design a place. The only monkey I might like a little would be humans. And oh, I love this guy already. Yeah, he knows how to live.
Welcome to Sale's House of Bananas. I'm Sale, and this is my house.
Sale? Sale? I don't know.
Actually, my hobby is collecting rare and unusual canned food.
This game introduced to me the convention of an emoji or an icon followed immediately by the name, as though the collective emoji and the name were like a single entity. Is it Kremling who left K. Rool? Not impossible, although Donkey Kong Country would not be released for another year, I think. Excuse me.
My brother is an artist, so I guess strange hobbies run in the family.
He embezzled bananas. Oh, I see. I'm with you now. Touch. Lexi, did you say embezzled them? Not that I'd hold it against you if you did, I'm just asking. Whether that's what you said. Movie number 2. We'll have 10 in no time, then we can fish, that's all we want. Yes. Listen to the depth of that cello. Alright, let's practice defend, attack. There we go. Pacifism is an option, yes, but I was already pacifist on the way here, wasn't I? He struck first. I don't get rewards for being pacifist. No experience points, of course. I thought I would come and check out... This must be it. Huh? A keyhole here. It says Tail Keyhole. Alright. So this must be the Tail Cave. And we're not getting in, but I did want to check it out since we were in the area. Look at him over there. Look at him. That's what he's saying. So in the original Game Boy game, you know, this would have been a screen. And this would have been another screen, and you would never have been able to see over this barrier, you know? He's having such a good day. I guess they all do. He looks pretty joyful. I wonder what made them decide not to... that they only needed one frame to turn, even 180 degrees. And there's Mabe Village right up there. That seems so odd to me. But that is the sense of space. That is the relative positioning of that area. Apples. We can't get the apples, can we? I doubt it. And we're back in Mabe Village. That theme sounds quainter now that we've been out in the wild with a sword. So, let's pause. Okay, I have 6 rupees, but it doesn't show the rupees on the main screen, which I kind of like. Are there any options we haven't looked at yet? So left for the map, right for items, and right for the system menu. Right, we've been there too. Or no, we haven't, but there it is. My, these controls seem simple compared to Breath of the Wild's controls, don't they? How do I shield surf? How do I jump off my horse and knock an arrow and fire the arrow in slow motion before landing on a cliffside? Huh? Link's Awakening? How do I do that? No shield surfing. I know, right? It's all pretty simple. Hello, chicken. Oh, and I can mow grass too, of course. Yeah. Alright, let's head into the woods. Sounds like our owl friend is coming back. Hello. Hoot! Oh, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious forest. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island. It seems like it's been charted, from what we've seen in the library. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. Yes, you have explained that. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Yes, you told me to go somewhere else, but I went there first anyway. Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hoot. Didn't get much uvula trill on that hoot. Looks like he needs a little work to take off. And this is the theme of the mysterious forest. That's definitely a synth instrument, not an acoustic instrument. But that's okay, it fits the style, I think. You just can't really hear that run. That would have been all 16ths. It's foggy in here, all right. In traditional Lost Woods style. Things are pretty shiny. Like in, you know, the Nintendo Land Zelda theme game. I forget what it's called. I love that game, though. Okay, we're gonna have to attack a more serious foe who probably is up for it. Caught him unawares. That's a plus. Hello. Not much of a challenge yet. Oof. You speared me. To your credit, you're the first one who noticed me. That looks like a place that would be nice to go. Hello! You're the first one of those you've actually seen. But you can't get to me and I can't get to you. So we're just going to have to agree to be on our own sides of this rock for now. I really am enjoying the specularity of these materials. I believe in this small toy world because the designers believed in it. Beware of floors with cracks, don't get too comfortable on them. Ah, we split you in twain, and then we dispatched you. We still can't lift them. Ah, so I had to strike him. Ah, I can take him out in one hit too. I had to strike him because I couldn't touch him just to kill him. So the swing is more powerful than the touch? Maybe that's not right. But the whirling blade is definitely more powerful than the swing. Hello? I don't need any healing right now, but I bet you would do that for me. You've still got plenty of pep. Come see me when you feel like you can't go on. You certainly have a distinctive hairdo. And you have antennae, apparently. I'll cut your grass as payment in advance for being healed. But maybe as a protector of nature, you don't like that. I don't know. See you soon. You have a shield, sir. Ta-da. It sounds like a traditional Japanese instrument. You are someone I defeated before, are you not? You come back that quickly? Not going there yet. Nor in there. So, in the original Link's Awakening, we could walk diagonally, but we couldn't hold our sword out diagonally like that. Oof. I thought I could come at you. Piece of power time! If you're new to Link's Awakening, you won't know what this is. It's kind of the equivalent of an invincibility star from Super Mario Brothers, but it doesn't really make you invincible, it just makes you very powerful for a short time. Which doesn't do much when you're just talking about grass. Look, we're out in the prairie again. Oh, and we can't... We don't stand a chance against enemies that electrocute you. It also makes you a bit faster. I'm worried that we won't have a chance to use this. There we go. In the original game, they would kind of ricochet around and then explode when they hit a wall. I guess that's kind of what they're going for here. Yellow, game over. Exactly. So let's see what's in this log, shall we? Ooh, our first cave. Beware floors with cracks, don't stand on them for too long. Nice! So the original game had these crystals. They didn't have a color because on Game Boy nothing had color, but... the cracks actually warn you about their frailty. But they're very much established in this game as like made of crystal or glass of some kind. And we can push these. Hang on for a minute, treasure chest. I want to get this rupee before it disappears. What have we got here? Ooh, 50 rupees. That's more than we've been able to gather so far. I'll say that much for them. The green ones only take one hit. I don't know how we knew the difference on Game Boy between green and red. Oh, this room looks very familiar. You can see the Game Boy-ness of this. The tile-basedness. So you can move these stones one block in one direction, and that's it. You can't move them a second time. Unless you leave the area and return, in which case the entire place is magically reset. I don't know if we can get to the piece of heart without getting through these skulls, and we have to lift the skulls. This game gives you much more of a sense that that skull is actually like the size of your whole body. So it actually seems reasonable that you shouldn't be able to lift it. In the original game, I think we just accepted size discrepancies a little bit more readily, so they actually didn't seem so huge. And now we are somewhere else in the forest. Ooh. So the ones with the sword and the shield require a little bit more strategy and patience. And here we have a mushroom. You pick the toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma flows into your nostrils. Well, hang on. We can't assign that to a button. I guess we can only assign things that go here to buttons. You can see Y and X waiting patiently for something I can put there at the upper right of the screen. The spear chuckers don't have any shields. So we're here. The only point of coming here, it looks like, was to find that mushroom. And now we have to go back. So we'll have to do that, push this one to the right, then push this one this way? There we go. It was a little more difficult on the way back, although apparently I emerged unscathed. Just got a shield, you know? Don't neglect that. Look at how much more we've uncovered. Hey, I wanted the map. There I am.